clouds are brewing over the concert industry amid growing concerns about crowds.
Concerts, sporting events, and festivals here in the Southland and across the country are being cancelled or postponed.
Many jobs are expected to be lost in these industries,
as entertainment and cultural events around the city and world have been postponed or canceled over coronavirus concerns.
COVID-19 has dealt the entertainment industry a blow so grave, the year 2020 will go down in history as the year the party died. Just as with everywhere else on the globe, the local entertainment sector was not spared from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We just missed out on the Bushfire Festival.
It's really a bad situation. I'm just trying to be optimistic about it.
Now you cannot have a show if it's not to have it for the people.
The social vibe, the getting together, the seeing people, the being away from reality.
We're struggling.
It's been rough.
That being taken away from us, that was painful.
This situation is out of our hands.
While it is said human travel is among the biggest spreaders of COVID-19, nothing can spread the virus faster than human crowds. Being a business whose success is measured by the crowds it pulls, the entertainment industry was bound to suffer gravest with the global outbreak of the 2019 coronavirus. The coronavirus pandemic is undoubtedly the most devastating challenge to ever face the entertainment industry as a whole. According to livelihoods.com, a site that tracks the global entertainment industry, the industry will lose billions of dollars inside 2020 alone as a result of the cancellations seen of major entertainment events the world over. livelihoods.com predicts the Glastonbury Music Festival, one of the UK's biggest music festivals, will see a revenue loss in excess of £100 million due to it being axed this year. That's just one event in a pot full of thousands of such.
In this situation where the pandemic is getting worse, it's one sector that has been hard hit. If you understand the guidelines for COVID-19, you simply realize that they were the first ones to be affected.
The impact to local artists is stupendous. Unlike most international superstar artists, local artists only make money through live performances. Performances that cannot be had with the current lockdown measures the country has existed under since March 27, 2020.
His Majesty King Mswati III and Ingwenyama has commanded government to introduce a partial lockdown on selected sectors of the economy to curtail the spread of coronavirus.
So we make most of our income from live performances.
It means where they are renting, probably most of them are being chopped out. It means they do not have any income.
From my performing career, there's zero income in the last 3 months.
It's really getting serious.
Everything else is stopped, but bills don't stop. I've got children, I've got things that I need to take care of, you know.
These people do not make money because, as we speak, there are no performances. Then the question is, how are they going to make a living?
Being avid consumers of what those in the entertainment industry produce, we couldn't help but feel as though we could relate with what those in the entertainment sector were going through. We felt we could rightfully say we did not just sympathize with them, but empathized with them, especially when we realized the entertainment industry would undergo a transformation that we ourselves could not visualize or accept.
I got so bored I put the Christmas tree back up.
Welcome to this highly produced show.
This is what I've been saying for years. Male men should all carry ladders so they can look through old women's windows.
They do want health care.
Audience talk shows without audiences.
And let's just take a moment to realize how crazy things have gotten.
or the incessant reruns of soapies.
See to it that my food is cooked without oil. This is killing me. The bad vibes between us are driving me insane. But they don't seem to have affected your infatuation with my father.
Or a bushfire arts festival without the vibey crowds. This has earned us the right to say we in this together. But do we truly understand how hard hit they really are? Local popular DJ Sibongiseni Lukele, aka DJ Cybos, who is the resident DJ of the Funtown, a month-end weekend flea market event that features prominently in many of the to-do lists of many throughout Eswatini, especially residents of the capital, has been living what he likens to a nightmare since the start of the pandemic.
I'd love to play music. That's my happy place. It's what I do. It's what I have based my life on, you know, being able to be so blessed that I can do what I love for a living. But now, what I fell in love with and what I know and how I make my money and how I live has literally just been like a tape or like a string. It's just been cut. Say, this is it. It's not going to happen anymore.
Since the start of 2020, DJ Cybos' major revenue stream has dried up so bad, he now finds himself thrust into a desert storm existence. He can't even begin to say he knows how best to proceed. With no money coming in from his major revenue stream, he now relies on what would complement his monthly earnings, doing voiceover work.
It's really a bad situation. I'm just trying to be optimistic about it and, you know, see it through, because nothing is permanent, you know. You need to also adapt to the times. You know, change is not always great, like in this situation, but you need to adapt, because you adapt or die, you know. It's either I'll sit at home and mope about it, or I'll try and do something. I have been doing voiceovers from before, but literally that's the only source of income I have right now at this moment.
We all need that extra boost during those extra time. Connected at all times. Sonke siyesiboleke ngako ke kumcoba kwekuthi emakhasimende athi kuthi sikwenedeka extra. Can we please go again? This guy, yo. It's like I create these things in my head, bro. I'll kill you, man.
I'm not even looking at this year. To be honest, I'm not looking at this year. Probably next year, maybe halfway through next year, things will get a bit better. But literally now, I mean, the limit is 20 people. There's really not a point. You know, you can't spend all of that on decor and all of these wonderful things, and then, you know, it's no point right now.
Let's go again, sir. NH. From the top, bro.
Before DJ Cybos is done with his voiceovers, other notable industry players start arriving. They too are here to scavenge for what little money can be made within the industry in this COVID-19 era.
Okay, 17 seconds.
Yeah, so I need to go a bit slower. I don't need to be as aggressive.
Which I get.
Come on.
So as the artist studios, we try to create like opportunities for artists now that the COVID thing has hit us like hard. So that's why we try to do, like, give opportunities to artists, trying and give them a bit of ka-ching-ching.
This is coming in very handy, and I really am grateful. You know, being versatile, it's very important as an artist. You need to kind of juggle stuff if you can, if you're able to kind of discover how many gifts you have and use them all, because this is the time. Yeah.
And how hard has it been? Like, especially for you as an artist?
Oh gosh, it has been very hard, you know. When the pocket is kind of cut, you kind of feel the pinch. So there's other things that you then discover that you can do and make money out of. So yeah, it's those side things, apart from the advertising, voiceovers as well. So it's been rough, but we're keeping it, we're hanging in there.
So still gotta be a bit patient, see how things go, see how legislation goes, see how this COVID goes actually, because I think for me personally, it's more about saving lives and people being safe than, my livelihood is important and I love myself and I'd like to make money, but, the safety of the people is the most important to me.
We all need that extra boost during those tough times, and MTN Extra Time has been a lifesaver, ensuring we stay connected at all times. The airtime lending service allows you to borrow airtime or data repayable within a 24-hour period at minimal charge. You can now repay the borrowed airtime or data from all bundle and airtime balances. To repay the advance, dial *767#, select 99 to repay advance, wait for confirmation SMS that your advance has been settled. We are good together.
Amen.
Right, just walked out of a voiceover. It's one of the only things that I've literally got now that's making me money in terms of income, in terms of me, because I'm a DJ. COVID has really hit us hard. It is a tough time, but it's just that time that you need to try and diversify and try and do as much as you can.
Every time I leave the house, I risk coming back with this thing, you understand? But I need to do what I need to do to make sure that my kids are fed, and so on and so on. But it's a necessary evil, I guess, at this time, I need to stay home as much as I can, but I can't stay home because how am I going to keep the lights on? How am I going to feed myself, So it's a really tough situation, man. It's a really tough situation.
Some of these artists had contracts with big corporates to do road shows. And those contracts are lucrative because in most cases they are year-long road shows. If you have a corporate company selling a particular product, then it's a year-long contract between the company and the artist. So it's basically performances. You go into these small towns where they perform and they get their money out of it. But in the middle of those contracts, we also have events and festivals where these artists get lucrative contracts. So if none of those things exist, then the question is, how are they going to make a living? So that is where COVID-19 has hit hard on the artists, because if we no longer have events, if we no longer have festivals, if we no longer have the road shows and open door activities, then it means the artist is actually doomed.
I thrive off the audience, right? Like, that's what we do. We are performers. We don't perform for ourselves. That's a little bit crazy if you think about it. Yeah, that's a scary future to imagine.
Many in the industry might not survive the impact, especially here in Eswatini, where a majority do this as a labor of love project.
Sure. I'm surprised they can recognize me.
Those we think are the A-listers of the industry are themselves finding this a trying time.
The industry is closed completely at a standstill, and there's no sort of socializing of any sort right now. So we're struggling.
I was born 3 hours before noon.
Local diva extraordinaire Velemseni, whose song Shisa is currently enjoying continental success with daily showings on DSTV's Pan-African music channels, the likes of Trace, is barely surviving.
Tell me, did you hear my first cry?
The Velemseni kind of brand, or whatever you want to call it, it's drawing attention and it's gaining a following all over the world, which I'm so grateful for. And I wish
I wish we weren't here. Now is the time where we should be traveling and, connecting with new fan bases and new, artists from all over the world. Now I think this is the time in my career where that should have been popping, but here we are, stuck, and borders are closed, and it's crazy. So it's unfortunate, and I had a lot of gigs as well that were booked prior that were cancelled, dissipated, and I don't know. We need to think of a new reality, I guess, like you said, because clearly the gigs aren't going to come anytime soon. We're just trying to survive right now. So I keep asking myself, what's the plan, V? What's the plan?
Oh, okay.
You do my magic first.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is quite a nice and rare moment to have an interview. Kule stage of creating a song. We usually talk about the music once it's done. So this is an interesting place for us to be. And at this point, Kule writing process, we haven't even decided what exactly we're gonna say. But Leo phrase Leo, it's powerful, and I think it reflects Nale state of mind. Yeah, if we are born, we are where we are, and hey, my baby, it's tough.
We're just laying some ideas. Nothing really too solid, I'd say, so far. Lyric side, so yeah.
So she throws ideas, I listen, I throw back ideas, I implement type of vibes, exactly. And the directions that we're taking with this is quite interesting. Mm-hmm. It's a my baby.
My baby. My baby.
How am I making it work?
Yeah.
So, luckily I have, I'm a lecturer at a local university, so I teach music, and so luckily, I've been able to get by with that. But can I just highlight that from my performing career, there's zero income in the last 3 months. So I'm imagining my peers in the industry. I don't know how they are making it work, because I've had zero income from the music industry in the last 3 months, and there's nobody to cry to, per se. Theoretically, we have arts and culture and SWAMA and all these organizations, theoretically, but realistically, there's nobody who has a wallet set out to rescue all of the hungry artists right now. And so we are, in a sense, just floating, just floating. And we do create, that's the crazy thing, but we don't get paid for it, really. I mean, radio plays our songs, it's great.
That is the difficulty these artists are facing in this country. I would be comfortable if we would say, okay, given the scenario, can we speed up the issue of royalties? Can someone say, no, let us pay royalties for the sake of this industry?
It's honestly really unfair. And I might not know what the legislature really needs to get it going in effect, because I know we have copyright laws in the country, but I don't know what it takes to get them
active or
who owes us money? Who owes us money? Can somebody pay me? Because I know my songs have been playing on radio for 10 years. Can somebody pay the artists?
The COVID-19 situation has taken local artists from a bad to worse situation. However, unlike other sectors deemed critical to human livelihoods, the entertainment industry players are having to navigate this confusing existence all on their own.
There is no soccer anymore. Even the soapies, in some countries, they've stopped making them because of the social distancing and guidelines given by WHO and the local health ministries. But now, the only thing that can keep everyone at his home space, entertained, and still happy is the creative sector, which is the music industry. Now, The most difficult thing is try to understand that the person that is keeping everyone at home is not getting anything out of that.
Ndom Dlalose, a clinical psychologist and a mother of 3, understands the importance of the arts industry in daily lives.
You're a tiger, you're a purple. Woohoo! Careful out there! And you're the pride rock. Which animal? Show, roll like a lion. Let's roll like a lion. Whoa! Princess.
Especially how it can provide comfort during times of hardship.
I would like to believe the origin of music was to soothe the soul. We're told choral music is a gateway into the heavens, into your spirituality. So it has a huge effect on our psyche, on our spirituality, and even just our mental well-being, wellness. Music, sound, the art of sound has a chemical triggering effect. It hasn't been proven yet, but we are told that certain genres of music actually do activate certain production of happy hormones. So there is great impact, great contribution from obviously the right kind of music.
Really, how do you get by without artists? How do you get by? So are we really that insignificant to society? Because we carry you in so many different parts of your life. So just pay us, and don't even overpay us. Just pay us what's due.
Arts are beautiful. At this kind of moment right now, it is a necessity. We need an escape. We need to go somewhere. We cannot always just tune into every form of entertainment or information, communication is now on this that we're faced with, this reality of COVID. The lockdown, it may be good news, but most of the time it's not good news. So just tuning out is a necessity. It is not a luxury.
The very same industry that is keeping everyone at home is dead. In this country, no one is paying those artists to ensure that everyone is kept on doors.
The story is the same throughout the entertainment industry.
COVID-19, as much as it has actually taken food away from our tables, but
Spotlight judge DJ Kali B, who runs an event and talent management company which manages artists the likes of Mosaic and KRTC, has had it tough this year.
COVID-19, as much as it has actually taken food away from our tables, but
Fumbling in the dark alone with no one to give them a helping hand, local artists have come up with some very ingenious means of keeping their fire alive.
This time to actually work on other things eventually, but because we were busy with other things. Like the concept development, we've been working on a lot of concepts that we feel like the moment people are in trouble.
This country is ready to compete with the rest of the world. Not with the region anymore, but with the rest of the world. Because we've seen different artists going into international spaces. Some of them have won awards, international awards. Some of them have performed in international festivals. Some of them have come home with a series of recognition around the world.
What we have seen is a double, if not triple, the traffic on the content that we put up online, which means that people are now sitting and watching. People are eager to listen to whatever we put up.
We have an obligation as the creative sector to ensure that we keep track of our artists. What are they doing now? If there is anything, can we start doing streaming
I-COVID-19, as much as siva buhlungu ukuthi it has actually taken food away from our tables, but kuningi la sivule khona emehlo netingcondo. I usually say to the team I work with, kulesinye isikhathi kufuna ukuthi uthi go beyond what you think people will want to accept, but ubuke ukuthi how will I actually force them ukuthi ba accept or rather relate to what I am giving them.
I see tears falling down your face.
The Asibemunye music video is perhaps one of the most successful endeavors local artists have taken on in as far as COVID-19 is concerned. The video, which was released less than a month ago, has consolidated the fact that the voice of local artists is but an essential part for an effective and perhaps efficient messaging campaign for COVID-19.
Be there for you right until the end. Lean on me in your time of need.
The video, which carries a message of hope, is popular with the local populace. It has garnered close to 10,000 views on YouTube and receives massive airplay on local television channels. Talented music video producer director Kwenu produced the video.
Music videos are supposed to tell a story, and interaction is part of that story. Now you have this project where you have to put together a music video, but you have to observe social distancing. People have to have masks and all of that. It must have been a headache for you.
We almost cancelled the video shoot because of COVID-19. The city council was saying we can't use the streets, we can't use the bus rank because of social distancing, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So a miracle happened. We did convince them that this is about COVID-19. So if it is not happening, it means producing the song and the video after it is useless. It will be useless. You understand? So now it is the right time for the song and the video.
In the end, it was the artists whose voice outshined all, giving us the one thing we need in this period of uncertainty, a message of hope. Theirs was the voice that kept reminding each and every one of us that we are stronger than this, that we are one of the most resilient of God's creations, that united in action, we shall prevail.